everyone, this video has been highly requested, so here it is today. Everybody wants to know what's been happening in Queensland and how is the invitation rounds going. This is for the 491 and 190 visa. As it's state sponsored, today we'll be talking about Queensland sponsoring candidates for these visas. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Tracy Chen and I'm an immigration lawyer based in Australia. If you want to get in contact with myself or one of our fantastic lawyers or agents, our contact details are below. There's a few different streams for Queensland, so I'll quickly go through the requirements. I've gone through these requirements in depth in my previous videos, and then I will explain what's been happening with the invitations and what trends that I have been seeing. So first of all, before you even lodge an expression of interest for any of these visas, and this applies to any state, you must be under the age of 45, have at least competent English, and score at least 65 points on the points test. However, in Queensland, you'll see that there are other requirements in addition to this, and we'll go through them today. So let's firstly start off with graduates of a Queensland university. As a broad overview, to qualify for this stream, you must have at least 75 points or higher for the 190. You must have 65 points or higher for the 491. You must be living in Queensland and you must have an eligible occupation for the 190. And for the 491, you must be living in regional Queensland and you must have an eligible occupation. You must have completed 100% of your studies in Queensland and graduated in the last 2 years. Now, unless you are a PhD graduate, you do need to have employment in your nominated occupation, and you need to lodge a registration of interest as well as an expression of interest. What I found with this stream though is if we do have candidates who qualify, they did all get invited. We didn't have any issues with candidates not being invited. The threshold for this is obviously higher though, because you must have graduated in a Queensland university, completed all your studies there, and you must have a job offer in your field and be continually employed. So I think in that case, there were less applicants. So therefore, all our applicants who ticked those boxes were invited. It was a really good stream. The second stream is skilled workers working in Queensland. So if you're applying for the 190, you must have an eligible occupation and score at least 75 points. Unless it's for trades, you only need 70 points or higher. And for the 491, you must be living and working in regional Queensland and you must have at least 65 points or higher. For both, you need to have employment in your nominated occupation, but for the 190, you must be working in your field for at least 3 months before you can apply. And for the 491, there's no minimum requirement. And again, we've had a pretty good experience with this because it's more difficult. You have to be working full-time in your field, have a job offer that's over 30 hours a week. It's not easy for everybody to apply. So all the candidates that we had that applied, they all got invited as well. So I think it was an excellent stream, but obviously that comes down to competition. A lot of candidates have the skills assessment, they have the qualifications, but they don't have the job in their nominated field, so they weren't able to apply. Another stream is skilled workers living offshore. So there's a specific occupation list for this. It's called the QSOL. So if you want to be eligible, you need to have an occupation on the QSOL. You then need to check the QSOL list and then check you meet the requirements. Depending on the visa, you may need to meet certain work experience requirements. So you might need to have at least 3 years or 5 years post-qualification work experience. And I must admit, we didn't really lodge many of these because it was a lot easier to get an invitation if you even met these requirements in Victoria or New South Wales. So we didn't really go ahead with a lot of these. For our offshore candidates, we actually opted for Victoria and New South Wales. And from colleagues, I must say I haven't heard that there were a lot of invitations under this stream. The last stream is small business owners in Queensland, and this is regional Queensland. All of our candidates that we lodged under this stream were also invited, but it's quite difficult. So let me explain. You must hold a visa that allows you to work full-time. You must purchase the business for at least $100,000 and you must run the business for at least 6 months and hire 1 Australian before you're eligible to apply. Now that's a very high-level overview, and this is more suited for clients who are more entrepreneurial, who have graduated probably on their 485 work visa and want to open a business. This business does need to be in regional Queensland though. So we have some clients who have bought, cafes, restaurants, even a logistics company in regional Queensland. So that gives you an idea of, what people are doing in this stream. But overall, again, a very good stream. Once you do meet the requirements, we would submit the application and candidates would receive the invitation. Overall, I must say we've had a pretty good experience with Queensland this year. And I think the reason for that is because the requirements are harder, the threshold is higher. So for those of you who are thinking to relocate to Queensland for an easier chance at PR, I don't think it's easy overall because the requirement is that you must be working in your field to be eligible to apply. That's the general gist of it. But whether you're a Queensland graduate or you relocate to Queensland because you get a job in your field and it's related to your nominated occupation, then Queensland is a great place to relocate and apply. Drop your comments below on what state you want to hear about next. Thank you so much for listening and I'll see you guys in the next video.